Welcome to Nikkis Civil Service Academy. Today we will be discussing the myths, strategies and detailed syllabus of prelims and mains. There are certain myths related to UPSC Civil Service examination. So the first one is like you should be a civil service aspirant from your childhood. Is it so? Definitely not. You should be a rank holder. You should be a bookworm. Is it so? You need to desocialize. Is it so? Nothing like that. Okay. You can tackle all these myths with your brilliant strategy. You should have a passion and vision towards achieving this goal. You can be a final year student and still prepare for civil service examination. You could be working and still prepare for your civil service examination. Only thing is you have to manage your time. Okay. And make use of technologies available. You can plug in your headset and use it while traveling also. Okay. This way, there are lot of educational videos regarding this civil service examination available in the YouTube. You can make use of that actually and prepare for civil service examination. Okay, you will require minimum 10 months of time for the preparation of this exam to complete the vast syllabus actually. You have to complete prelims as well as mains preparation. Your prelims and mains preparation should go hand in hand. And if you have a well-defined strategy, you can definitely crack the civil service examination in your first attempt. Next is syllabus session. You should be thorough with the syllabus and you should go through the previous year question papers. Okay, this will help you to understand which all points you should take down while reading the newspaper also. Next, we will move on to the preparation of timetable. How do you prepare the timetable? If you are aware of the syllabus, then you will know which subjects should be completed by this time. Okay, which chapters I should complete by this time. Like that you can plan. You should make a weekly and monthly timetable and you should follow a practical side of creating this timetable. Like by this time I can finish these many chapters from the subject. Like that you have to plan. Next is trend analysis. Trend analysis is like going through the previous year question papers and seeing what all things have come from, like how many marks things have been asked from economy, for how many marks you got the questions for agriculture, for how many marks you got the questions for history. If you compare with previous year, like say compare it with the 2017 question paper, compare it with 2016 question paper. For example, say for last year from economy, just for example I am saying, you got questions for 29 marks and next year you got questions for say 11 marks. So UPSC keeps us, it's just an example to say convey that UPSC keeps an unpredictable pattern so that nobody makes use of limited resources. So you should have a limited number of resources, say whether in case of books or in case of online resources. Normally the trend or the big mistake we make is like initially when we start the preparation, what we will do? We will go through the syllabus, or before going through the syllabus, we will go to the bookstore and buy all the books which are available in the market. So that is not required. There are certain books which cover all the required topics for civil service examination. Okay, you can follow those things. I mean those books. Developing reading and writing skills. So how is reading skill important here? You will be given certain passages and you should complete within certain limits, okay, certain minutes. Then only you will be able to tackle the complete hours of the examination, and you can distribute your time towards each questions and complete it within the limited time. And writing skills. So writing skills can be improved by making notes. So while reading the newspapers, so see the category from which you are getting questions, like categorize the notes like agriculture, science and technology, economy. For each and every topics you create separate notes, so that will make it easier for your prelims and mains. Your writing skills can be improved by taking your own notes. So while reading the newspaper, normally initially it will take 2 to 3 hours, and gradually you can decrease that to 1.5 hours, and simultaneously you can take notes. So making your own notes, it will help you out in the towards the end to revise for prelims and mains. While preparing notes, make sure that you prepare different categories. Like for each category, you have a separate note. Like for science and technology, you have a separate note. Say for economy, you have a separate note. So finally, towards the revision session, you don't have to go through each and every pages for identifying where is it. And final thing is keeping deadlines. For example, I am completing 5 chapters from history, means you have to complete that within that particular day itself. Let's start with the prelim syllabus. Your prelims will be having 2 question papers, paper 1 general studies and paper 2 aptitude. Your prelims will be of MCQ type. Each question paper is of 2 hours. Your paper 1 general studies will be having 100 MCQs and each question carries 2 marks and it contributes to a total of 200 marks. And paper 2 is counted for your shortlisting the students for the mains, and your paper 2 aptitude will be a qualifying paper. It will be having 80 MCQs and each question carries 2.5 marks and it contributes to a total of 200 marks. So paper 2, as I said, paper 2 is of qualifying type. That means you have to score minimum 33% of your total to be qualified for your prelims exam. Okay. That means 66 marks you should score in your aptitude session to get qualified. And in case, then you will be having negative marks. For each correct question, it will fetch you 2 marks in the case of general studies paper 1 and 2.5 marks in the case of aptitude. And for each wrong answer, you will lose 1/3 of the total marks. That is 0.66 marks will be deducted from your total marks. Okay. Now let's move on to the detailed syllabus of prelims. You have to cover current events of national and international events. As far as your current affairs is considered, in the case of UPSC, it is embedded within all the subjects that you cover, like economy, environment, polity or science. I'll be sharing the sources of current affairs to the end of this video. Mainly you have to follow Hindu or Indian Express. Then current affairs like who won the Olympics, who won Oscar. It will be useful for those who are preparing for your clerical exams. But in the case of UPSC, those are not required. Next comes the topics like history of India and Indian national movement. And you have to cover Indian and world geography. That includes physical, social, economic geography of India and the world. Then you have to cover Indian polity and governance, which includes constitution, political system, Panchayati Raj, public policy, rights issues, etc. And then comes economic and social development, those subjects which does not require specialization, like poverty, inclusion, demographics, social sector initiatives, etc. And general issues on environment, ecology, biodiversity and climate change. And then in common general science. And your paper 2 aptitude will be having comprehension, interpersonal skills including your communication skills, then logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability. Then comes basic numeracy, numbers and their relations, orders of magnitude. These are of class 10 level. Okay. In the case of paper 2 aptitude, if you are good at your aptitude, last 3 months before prelims could be used to brush up your knowledge for aptitude. And finally, to brief the topics that comes under paper 1, it will be economy, environment, agriculture, geography, science and technology, history, art and culture, international relation, defense, persons in news, polity and constitution. I'll be sharing the main-centric consolidated resource list used by toppers in my next video. Let's see in the next slide which are the papers that comes under your main syllabus. As you see in the slide, you have 2 qualifying papers, paper A and paper B, each of 300 marks, and paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, paper 7, which are counted for your merit. Your paper A and paper B will be of qualifying type. Paper A is any Indian language and paper B is English. Paper A and B, as I said, paper A and B will be of qualifying type in the sense like you have to score minimum 25% in your paper A and paper B to be qualified for your mains. And the pattern of questions that comes under paper A and B will be of type, say, comprehension, process writing, usage and vocabulary, short essays, And in case of paper A, your language paper, you need to translate from English to the Indian language which you have selected, and vice versa. Apart from paper A and paper B, as you see, there are seven other papers. Paper 1 is of essay type. You will be given 8 topics from which you have to select 2 topics. Each will be of 125 marks and complete. And you have to complete it in 1000 to 1200 words. Okay. Say for example, some of the questions asked in 2017 are: destiny of a nation is shaped in its classrooms. And another question is: fulfillment of new women in India as a myth. You have to write essay on these topics and finish it within 1000 to 1200 words. Okay. You should be careful in choosing the concrete topics rather than selecting abstract topics. Next, paper 2. Paper 2 is of 250 marks. It is general studies, GS paper 1. You have to cover Indian heritage and culture, history and geography of the world and society. Paper 3, GS2, you have to cover governance, constitution, polity, social justice and international relations. Then comes paper 4, general studies paper 3. That is, you have to cover technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security, disaster management, etc. Other subtopics that comes under GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4 I will be covering in upcoming videos. Then comes GS4, ethics, integrity and aptitude. This paper got the questions to test the candidate's attitude and approach towards the issues relating to public life, and his problem solving approach to various issues and conflicts faced by him to deal with the society, etc. And next comes paper 6 and paper 7. As you have seen in the slide, it is optional papers. Optional papers you have, in the case of optional papers, candidate can choose any subject from the 25 subjects given in the group 1 or group 2. In group 1 you will be having around 25 subjects, for example agriculture, anthropology, botany, etc. Or you can select literature of any of the language given in the group 2. Group 2 will be having 23 languages, and the scripts that can be used will be given in your syllabus. You have to select, you can select any of the literature also. Okay. Again, I will be covering how to choose an optional subject in our upcoming videos. And so all these papers contributes to a total of 1750 marks. Once you qualify mains, you will be having a personality test for 275 marks. So your final score will be based on how much you have scored out of 2025 marks. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this video useful, please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Nikkis Civil Service Academy. You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. Thank you.